At approximately 7:05 this evening, our officers assigned to our West Precinct were dispatched to a person shot call here on Creeldale Drive in unincorporated Norcross. When our officers first arrived, they found a woman who was suffering from at least one gunshot wound inside the house. Initially, when the caller made the call into the 911 center, they had to utilize the language line in order to get an interpretation service to interpret the message. Because of the nature of the injuries, the fire department was called, the Gwinnett County Police Department, and along with the Gwinnett County Fire Department, and they both responded. At that time, the fire department determined that the woman was deceased from her injuries, and as a result, the crime scene unit, along with the homicide unit, were dispatched out here. While they were en route to the scene, they secured a search warrant in order to go inside. And what we've been able to determine is that there were several witnesses inside the home at the time of the shooting. Right now, we do not have anybody in custody, but we're in the process of interviewing all the people who were here to determine exactly the timeline of events. What we know right now about the victim is she is a Hispanic female in her 30s, and she was a resident of the home. The medical examiner's office has just been requested to respond to the scene, and they are currently en route.
Any type of BOLO information that you guys can give out, person of interest, that kind of thing?
Right now, we're trying to determine exactly who is responsible for this crime. I don't think that the message that was relayed to the call taker, the 911 center, might have been in its entirety or even accurate. So our officers are trying to determine exactly what happened with the original caller and the witnesses who were here on scene.
Any reason to believe the person who shot her may be still around or gone?
Right now, it's still too early to determine exactly who is responsible for the shooting or if they're even still here. But what I can tell you is that our homicide detective said that nobody right now has been taken into custody and nobody is under arrest at this time.
Do they think it's domestic related?
I don't know if this is domestic related, but I can tell you that there is no reason for the community to be in fear. I believe that all the players may know each other, but it's hard to determine exactly if they are domestically related according to Georgia law.
So if no one, like you said, if they haven't taken anyone in custody, does that mean the shooter's fled the scene then?
I can't say for certain that the shooter is here or has left the scene. I just can tell you that nobody is in custody. Nobody has been placed under arrest.
Do we know if this was a Christmas party gathering, something of that nature?
I don't know if this was a Christmas party or gathering, but I can tell you that the victim was a resident of the home. What's next from here is we're going to continue to interview witnesses. The medical examiner's office is going to come out here. And what is standard protocol in homicide situations is that we're going to probably see if there's any kind of surveillance footage, maybe doorbell cameras or floodlight cameras from any neighbors, or if anybody knew anything, maybe a passerby. But certainly the case is not closed. This is going to continue on for several hours, if not several more days.
Everybody in the home seems to be cooperating with authorities.
At this point, it appears as though everybody's cooperative. There is a language barrier that we're trying to have to overcome, but we're certainly interviewing everybody who's willing to speak with us.
Is the language Spanish?
Yes, the language is Spanish.
And so like you said, this was a single gunshot wound?
I don't know exactly how many gunshot injuries she has. There's at least one gunshot injury.
Was a weapon recovered at the scene?
I don't know. I don't know that the investigators had gone inside when I was speaking with them.
Anything else that we might have not, or that we might have missed?
I think that's it.
Thank you so much for your job.
You're welcome.